Hey everybody, welcome back. It's day 18 of the Fill My Cup Challenge. I'm Lela Mashatile, and today I want to have a conversation with you guys about Elisha and his servant in 2 Kings 6, specifically verse 15 to 17. So just maybe to give a bit of a backstory, um, you know, Elisha and his servant are currently facing a band of enemies, an army that is surrounding their household because Elisha keeps telling the king of Israel everything that the king of Aram is about to do. And so the king of Aram responds and he goes and looks for Elisha and he finally finds where Elisha is. And this is what happens. I'm about to read it to you. It says, when the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. Oh no, my lord, what shall we do? The servant asked. Don't be afraid, the prophet answered. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. And Elisha prayed, open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see. Then the Lord opened his eyes. Okay? So there are a few things that I see in the scripture that I'd like to share with you today. But one of the things that come across to me is that Elisha's servant steps out. He's filled with panic, he's filled with fear, and he starts to question, what am I supposed to do in this moment? And the first thing that I see in this moment is that Elisha brings forward a spiritual awareness. Okay? So Elisha's servant was aware of the natural environment. He could see what was going on. He could see the trouble that they were in, that the city was surrounded. But what he couldn't see was what was happening in the spirit. And so Elisha brings a spiritual awareness to his servant, and he makes him recognize that, there's a natural part of things, and then there's also a spiritual part of things. And sometimes when we begin to panic, when we are filled with fear and intimidation because things are going wrong in our lives, we need to pause and ask God to show us what's actually happening in the spirit, right? So, one thing that I've come to learn is that there's power in divine perspective. And when we're struggling in our lives, when we're seeing attacks, when we're seeing things that are making us to be afraid, it's important to ask God, God, what do you see? Right? Ask God for his perspective of your situation. And I find that when I embody a spiritual perspective, when I embody a divine perspective, I begin to have a lot more peace. I begin to have a lot more confidence in facing the things that are surrounding me. Okay? So, another thing that I pick up in the scripture is that as children of God, it's important for us to remember that we're always surrounded, we're never alone. Okay? So, Elisha prays this prayer to say to him, God, open up his eyes so that he may see, right? So he was around what was surrounding him naturally, but he wasn't aware of what was surrounding him spiritually. Protection was surrounding them, peace was surrounding them, right? Favor was surrounding them. And I want you to know today that no matter what you're facing, you are surrounded, right? The Bible always speaks about how God will give his angels charge over you. You are surrounded by God's heavenly host. You're never alone. You never need to be afraid. You're never left without protection. And so that's my encouragement for you today. I hope that you guys will enjoy that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.